Money. Any item or medium of exchange that is accepted by people for the payment of goods and services. There's no doubt that money makes the world go round, and is a very important factor in determining one's standard of living. Yet since becoming financially independent of my parents, I've never actually taken the time to sit down and look at my finances. So in today's video, I made an effort to track my spending so that I can better understand and manage it. Alright, so for the last month, I decided to track my spending, and I basically wrote down every single transaction I made. As a software engineer, I did some data analysis on it, and I'm going to show you guys how much I spend in a month. So yeah, I've just got my spreadsheet here. So you can see on this statement tab in this spreadsheet, I basically have all my transactions from the 28th of December down to the 28th of January. So I gave the transactions a better description than the ones that comes on your credit card statement. For example, this external hard drive. This was a purchase for a hard drive on Amazon. I just renamed it from Amazon to the actual product itself. And then I've logged the amount of every single transaction. I've put it in some sort of category and I gave it an occurrence. This is basically how often I'm making this purchase. Am I making this type of purchase daily, or is it a one-off, or is it a monthly type of purchase? This last column's not too important. It's basically, is it a subscription? Like, is it automatically coming out of my bank account, or did I intentionally spend that money that day? So I guess we might as well quickly look at the summary page. So I made a pivot table on the statement page, and it basically groups by the category and then sums up the amount in that column. So you can see here that I've spent £3,819.71. And yeah, from this graph you can see the biggest expenditures I had this month were in the holiday and rent category. The next categories that I spent the most in were clothes, food, and miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is anything I couldn't really categorize as the other categories, and I just chucked it all in miscellaneous. Let's actually go in and have a look at what I'm spending in each of these categories. So for the holiday category, I basically bought a return plane ticket to Japan. Me and my flatmate Terence and a couple other friends are going to Japan in March, and the return plane ticket cost us £1,391 each. Of course, this is not an amount I spend normally, and I said it's basically a one-off expenditure and it's not a subscription. But yeah, that's all for that category. I guess that was the main reason I spent so much this month. Clothes, let's have a look at that. So for clothes, I made 3 purchases this month. 2 were from the same website, Real to Kai. It's like this Instagram Asian brand I found. I think the fit is really unique if you like a baggier type fit. And it does do like Asian sizing, so it's often on the smaller size because all the trousers in the UK, they often assume that you're 6 foot tall, so I always have to like roll the trouser legs up or get them tailored, so I got a couple. And also bought some, that's also trousers from Urban Outfitters. But yeah, it's definitely not an expenditure that I make every single month. Probably once every couple years, I'll like get some new trousers. And then what do we have next? We have entertainment. So I bought, I think this is 2 ice skating tickets. And this was for me and my friend to go ice skating in New Year's. And this was £43, one-off occurrence. New Year's Eve's drinks, I think this was me paying back my friend for when we bought some drinks for New Year's. A couple of these Old Queen's Head, this is like a pub type club in central London. I bought a couple of drinks for me and my friend. And yeah, that is a one-off occurrence. Yes, that is the entertainment category. And then I have food. So food, yeah, we can see there's a lot more expenditure in this category. A lot of this is, if I just filter by description, you'll be able to see a lot of this is Just Eat. And that is because I basically use Just Eat on the weekdays to get my dinner, I guess, from the office. We use Just Eat to get our lunch and dinner. So I'll just go over our allowance by a bit and then have enough for dinner. So most of the expenditure in a week on food is by Just Eat. And if I select this Just Eat column, you can see I spent £43 on Just Eat this month at an average of about £3.34 per meal. So that's actually, I feel like that's quite actually good value, because I basically spend £3 a day on a weekdays to get dinner, and it's usually like a takeaway meal. So I feel like that's pretty good value. So other expenditures, stuff like Subway, Tesco, Soulbird, I think that's a Uber Eats takeaway place, more Subway. Roti King, that is a really good restaurant in Euston, in London. It's like Malaysian roti dishes. Very good, definitely recommend. So yeah. And I've said that all of these spendings were a daily occurrence. And then the next category we have, let's do miscellaneous. So miscellaneous, I just chucked a bunch of stuff that I don't really know where it fits in. So we have this transfer, that was a transfer to my flatmate. Pretty sure some of this is like bills, some of it is paying him back. Towels, I recently just bought a new towel, a couple of new towels, that was like £16. Drone license, that is annual expenditure. I just said it was one-off because I don't really have an annual category. So travel, yeah, we've got a bunch of spending here. All of it is on TfL. I'm surprised I haven't taken an Uber this month actually, or maybe someone's bought the Uber and I haven't paid them back. Yeah, not sure. But all my travel this month is in TfL. It looks to be about £5 average per travel. And then the next category is self-care. All I have is haircut, £13, pretty cheap for London actually. And I usually get my haircut like once every 2-3 weeks, so it's about monthly. Mouthwash, £5. Me and my flatmate actually share that. Skincare, £20. Then the last category is productivity, yeah. So productivity, I have bought a external hard drive that is basically to store all my videos, because I basically store it all on my Mac, which is about 1 terabyte big. And I've only got 100 gigabytes left of that. So I've already used around like 800, 900 gigabytes of just storing my YouTube videos. That is a one-off occurrence. And then these two are both monthly subscriptions actually. So the first one is Adobe Creative Cloud. That's basically a monthly subscription to use Adobe products like Photoshop, Premiere Pro. These are all pieces of software that I use for YouTube. So yeah, that is an expense that I'm willing to make. And then Audible, £7.99. So yeah, I think that is all for the different types of categories. But yeah, I've done some more analysis on this breakdown tab. And this basically breaks down my spending based on occurrence. So when I had that occurrence column and I said it was a daily, monthly, one-off expense, I've basically broken down the expenses grouped by those different occurrences to get a better idea of how much I need to spend each month and how much I'm spending just for pure materialistic desire. So in this pie chart, you can see by the occurrence breakdown that like 47% of my spending is on a one-off purchase. Most of that contribution is from the plane ticket to Japan. 43% was a monthly expenditure, so basically things I need to spend monthly. And then this daily expense was only less than 10% of that expenditure. So yeah, that really shows that if I just took out this one-off section from my spending this month, I would spend 50% of what I spent, around 50% of what I spent this month. So I could have halved my spending this month if I didn't spend anything on one-off things. Firstly, let's look at this daily pivot table. So in this daily pivot table, these are all the transactions that are classed as a daily expense. So for my daily expenses, I've spent £347.69 this month. So that averages out to £11.59 a day. So that basically means each day of this month, if I only spent £12 a day, excluding rent and stuff like that, I would be able to get by on just £12 a day. So for my monthly category, I spent £18 on entertainment. Miscellaneous was £200. That is probably a large contribution is the bills, I think, and just some random transfers. Productivity, as we said, that was like the subscriptions. Rent, that's my rent. Self-care, that was like, I think that includes all of self-care because that's basically a monthly expenditure. And these one-off categories, I feel like some of the things could be moved from one-off to monthly because, yeah, I might go buy drinks for some event monthly, but I just said it was a one-off. Holiday, that's definitely a one-off. Could have done without it, but gotta live life while you're young and go to Japan. Miscellaneous, can't remember what that was. Productivity, that was just a hard drive. So yeah, after doing those pivot tables, I made these graphs so you can see my daily expense, most of it is on food, and then travel's about 50% of that. Monthly expenditure, basically all of it is rent, and then like tiny amount of productivity, entertainment, self-care. Oh, so actually, this is actually interesting. So because I broke it down by monthly expenditure here, you can actually see that consistently I spend more on healthcare than productivity. It was only because of this one-off external hard drive purchase that productivity was higher than self-care. So I actually spend more on self-care than productivity. And actually, I even spend less on entertainment than productivity and self-care. So, and then the one-off category, yeah, biggest contributor was holiday. Clothes, second biggest. Entertainment, quite a bit. So finally we got this subscriptions tab. I was actually really interested in seeing this because I haven't counted how many subscriptions I have. In total, I have £43 of monthly subscriptions. To be honest, I thought I would have more subscriptions than just 4. But yeah, it seems like I only have 4 subscriptions. I can't think of anything else that I would actually have a subscription on. Like, I don't have Netflix. YouTube Premium, don't have that. So Adobe Creative Cloud, yeah, that's a must. That's for me to make my YouTube videos. Audible, I would like to use more. Not sure if I get £7.99 worth of it per month, but I definitely have read some really good books that have definitely changed my mindset and opened up different kinds of thinking and how to go about life. Spotify, yeah, that's definitely worth £10. I always use that. That is pretty much it for all my spending. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys spend more than this a month? Do you spend less? I'm trying to be more financial conscious, especially going into this year. I'm also going to try and be more consistent this year in uploading videos. I've set myself a target of a video every single 2 weeks. Starting from February, January completely missed because I was just relaxing in January. But yeah, a video every 2 weeks. So I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.